So we'll go ahead and get started. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the show. I'm Vanna Crossley, and today's episode is one you'll want to lean into because we're talking about something that affects all of us every single month, and that is your energy bill. I'm joined by my mentor, advisor, Dr. Roz. She's a leader who brings clarity, integrity, and real strategy to the Think Energy space. We're breaking down what Think Energy actually is, who it's for, and who it's not for, and how everyday people can save money or even create income without quitting their day job or annoying their friends. So grab your coffee, tea, wine, or whatever keeps you energized, and let's get into it. Thank you, Dr. Roz, for agreeing to come into my podcast today.
Hey,
Um,
thank you for having me.
yes, so tell me a little bit about you, your background, and why you got into this energy space.
Well, my doctorate is in ministry. I have two doctorates. One's in theology and one's in divinity. And I had been in full-time ministry for 29 years. And then after the 29th year, well, even during the time of ministry, I was always involved in network marketing. Uh,
Hmm.
my my mentor at that time, he was a very open-minded pastor that believed in multiple streams of income. That's what he used to teach. He taught that in the Garden of Eden, there were multiple streams of income, well, multiple streams feeding the tree of life. And so it was biblical, basically, is what he was
Mhm.
teaching. And so he would always find himself involved in different entities that would always be in alignment with what we were doing. And from there, after I went independently from those 29 years, I got involved with a actually health and wellness company and did that for right at about 6 years. And then I was introduced to Think Energy. And the energy space was not something that I was not something that I hadn't heard about because back in the day when Ambit Energy came to Houston, I was introduced to it, but I didn't have the insight that I have now. I look back now and say, golly, I should have done that, knowing what I know now, because I've made a decision that I will never, well, I won't say never, but I probably won't ever do another business that deals with products because here, I don't have to worry about a product. I don't have to worry about a pitch. I don't have to worry about a sale because everybody uses electricity. You said who it's for and who it's not for? Oh,
Yes.
who doesn't use electricity? And so when I was introduced to it, that was my first um, drawing to it when I realized this was something that everyone used. But more importantly, Vanda, with me, because of my ministerial background, for me, it's all about helping people. And so if I can save them something,
Oop, your earring just fell off.
yes, sure did. If I can help them save, that's what's important. I can help them save on their bill. And who doesn't need to save, right?
I've had some people tell me no, and I'm like, you don't want to save any money? They're like, no. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
next.
Yeah. And see that statement is not really a correct statement. Everybody wants to save, but
They just
they
don't
don't
want
want
to
to.
go through the process of switching. Is that what
Yeah,
it is?
I believe so. Probably so. It's just because people go to the store and they shop for savings. They go to sales. They go to the sales at table. They look at the coupons, all kinds of stuff. But
There are some people that use coupons, and then there's some people that don't.
right,
Even in my family, there would be a coupon on the refrigerator for $12 pizza, but they don't use the coupon. They don't want to use the coupon for whatever reason. I don't know.
yeah. And sometimes it's just, the mindset. But the bottom line is whether they do it or not, they're still going to use electricity. So it really drew to me because I wanted to be involved in something that was easier to do in the sense of not having to convince anybody. Because like you said, if they don't want to say it, okay, keep paying high prices. And then I'm a technical kind of person. So when I still didn't close this thing, but anyway, I'm pretty technical. And so with that being said, I realized that this company is not just an energy company, it's a technology company. And I've
Mm.
always been the kind of person innovative. I want to know what's getting ready to happen. I haven't always had the opportunity to be in front of the room, when stuff happened, before the masses start using it. And that's what we have our hands on, to actually be in place before the masses get a hold of the change that's about to take place in the energy space.
So do you think that we have, so we're like on the ground floor of this because the company's only been around for 2 years. Before other companies get on and get involved, do you think we have like a 5 year, 10-year run with this or
Yeah.
longer?
Anytime there's new technology that's proprietary, I've seen that happen over and over with different companies, even like with prescription drugs, because I'm a licensed insurance agent and I deal with Medicare. And they post those drugs on TV, and those are brand names. And they give them a 10-year window before anybody can come up with a generic brand. Well,
Mm,
that's what we have too. Now, that number, I don't know what that number, if that number is 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years, but we've got a window,
mm-hmm,
which means we need to be urgent in what we're doing now. Because somebody at some point will duplicate. Will it be as good? Will it be the same? Who knows? But that's just the way that works. So we've definitely got a window to share with people what they're going to be able to, and how they're going to be able to save in this hour. Because AI, I'm here in Houston and our grid is terrible. Absolutely terrible. I don't care who's in office. This grid is, and they're not trying to spend the money it's going to take really to strengthen it. Oh, yeah, they put up some new poles after the last hurricane. But there's something that we can do. And fortunately, this company has put some proprietary technology in place to help your home and to help you save.
So let's talk about the battery product that's coming for Texas. Well, starting in Texas.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. And people hear the word battery and they're immediately thinking, "Oh, I got a battery." Well, you probably do have one for your electric car, or you've got one for your solar panels. But what about all the thousands of people that don't have panels on their roof? Well, everybody doesn't qualify for those. We know that. But this battery is more than just a battery. People say, well, is it a backup? Yes, it's a backup. Just like having a generator. But if you have a generator, you can connect it to the battery. But it's more than that. So here's the technical part, Vanda, that people don't understand. ERCOT, see, we know Centerpoint, but
Mm-hmm.
ERCOT is the brains behind Centerpoint. And ERCOT sends these spikes to our home, and we have nothing to do with it. We don't know about it. We don't know when it happens. But when those energy spikes take place, it raises our electricity. It raises our kilowatts. That's why you have fluctuation. But this technology that we call Think Smart causes your thermostat to recognize a spike is about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it lowers or raises your thermostat to miss the spike. Okay. Now, combine that with the battery that's put on your home at no cost, that's installed at no cost, because now you have extra stuff. How about I take both of them off? Because this is just ridiculous. So at no cost. Now, so here's what the battery does. Well, let me say this first. People have bills that say, hey, we'll give you nights free.
I was one.
Okay. Well, guess what? Electricity is cheap at night. So they're not missing any money. They didn't really do you a favor by giving you nights and sometimes weekends free because they're charging you out the ears in the daytime when it is not free, when it's not cheap, when it's high. So, but the thing about the battery can store up electricity at night. And then in periods of the day, it can come on and service your home when those spikes take place. You don't even know the difference. You don't even know if you're running from the grid or from the battery. All you
Hmm.
know is you're just still running. Then when we have a storm or something, or we just have rollouts, we don't even have to have a storm for your life to get cut off. They're going to cut you off for 30 minutes while we do a rollout because the grid is under strain. So the battery kicks in. Everybody else is in the dark except you. And so that's the beauty of the battery. But if you have a blackout as well, it also assists you in that. Now it doesn't assist you for weeks on end. We're not
Right.
saying. And people often are skeptical because when they hear the word free.
Because nothing in the world is free.
Because I had somebody just yesterday tell me, okay, so what's the catch? I
Hmm.
said, there is no catch. Let me tell you why they can install this battery and put it at your house. Now, first of all, you're not owning the battery. You get a 15-year contract for the battery. And then when that's up, you can renew for another 15 years. But the reason they can do it for free is because the grid is under such strain. ERCOT and these center points, people like those, and Encore that's in other areas of Texas and all over the country, there's a utility company. They're looking for help. They need people to say, they need companies like ours to say, come up with a solution to take a strain off our grid. And they're
Mm.
paying the company. So the company doesn't have to charge you for the battery. We need people into the circle, what we call a virtual power plant. We
Mhm.
need people, we need the homes to come together and say, I got a battery over here, the battery over here, the battery over here. And all of this is helping the grid. And that's what's going to change the whole face of this energy thing.
Oh, how exciting. How
Yeah,
exciting.
it is pretty exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the way you explain that. Since I've been, working with this company, I've gotten more into the energy, looking at it, like looking at ERCOT and what they do and how energy works. And I really, what I call going down the rabbit's hole with it so that I could understand it a little better. So I'm glad you explained that like that.
Yeah, it kind of takes that. It's the same way with our bills. None of us, most of us, you can ask the average person how much you paying per kilowatt. I don't know.
And most people don't.
Yeah.
They know it may be cheaper than the last company they had because they're saving for a penny here and there, but then they don't look at the overall cost. So that's another thing. Can you break down how to look? Let's say someone's looking and they're like, well, I want to know how much am I paying per kilowatt? What do I look for? Is it just on my bill? What should I look for? Are there hidden fees? Can
Yeah.
you
And
talk for it?
we call them hidden fees, but they're really not hidden. They're really on there. We just don't pay attention. All we're looking at is I got to pay $99, I got to pay 300, I got to pay 500, I'm paying 700. We look at the dollar amount. But in the details, it breaks down what you're paying for the energy charge, and that's what is usually the sales pitch. Oh, we're going to give you 7 cents per kilowatt. And we think, oh man, that's really good. Or we're going to give you 12 cents per kilowatt. Oh, that's better. But is that what you're really paying? Because keep looking, there's a line, usually above that in some kind of print, small print. It's a one statement, and it always says this: the average price that you're paying. That's the line that's important because whatever that number is, that number includes the delivery. Because that 7 cents, 12 cents, 14 cents for the energy charge is only for the energy. That's not including CenterPoint's delivery or Encore's delivery or whatever state you're in. Delivery charge, that's not including the base charge. That's not including the surcharge. That's not, they got all kind of charges.
I was
If you
looking for
were
my
to do the
bill.
math, huh?
I was looking for my old bill. I got my Think Energy bill here. I was looking for that Just Energy bill to compare it with what was on there. But yeah, keep going. I'm sorry.
And
Oh,
and it's even on the Think Energy bill. But the difference in the Think Energy bill and the average bill is we tell you, if we say it's 14 cents, it includes all that. We call it all in. But when I looked at my first Think Energy bill, I looked at the details. Okay, so when I came in, it was 14 cents per kilowatt, I believe it was. But when I looked at my energy charge said 7 cents. So when you look at your Think Energy charge,
oh, I'm looking at it. I see that now. Yeah.
yeah. See what? But when you got it, you got it saying what was yours when you got yours? 14.
14.1 cent. Uh-huh.
See, see. So we already included the 7 cents, but most companies advertise that 7 cents.
Oh, okay. And when I looked at it compared to my other one, I used to have Just Energy, I was paying 22 cents. So either way, but I had free nights and I thought, oh, we're charging the Tesla at night and blah, blah, blah. But nobody's washing clothes at night. Nobody's doing laundry at night. Only thing running is the refrigerator and maybe some clocks that might be plugged in. That's about it.
Yeah, but what good does it do you? Even if you do run all that stuff at night, you're still living in the daytime at 21 cents.
Right, right.
You're still on television at 21 cents. You're still cooking at 21 cents because you're not waiting until 9 p.m. to start cooking. You to turn your stove on, and guess what? Your refrigerator's on all the time. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know the refrigerator pulls a whole lot of energy. That's why it's on a different kind of, it's not on a 120 connection. So when we think about those appliances that are on the 240 plug opposed to the 120, what does that mean? Pulling more
Right.
energy.
And nowadays, with people doing electronic, they're paying their bills electronically. They don't even get a copy of their bill. I had some people like, send me a copy of your bill. They sent me their payment. And I'm like, this doesn't tell me anything. And then they're like, well, this is my usage. I'm like, but this doesn't tell me I need to see the bill. What are they charging you? Now people don't even have access to that and don't know what it is, so they can't compare it to something else.
Yeah, I
So,
just had to go through with a lady and go up and create her an account with her energy company that she's been paying because she did not have it. I mean, she's been paying them, but she didn't have an account. So we went in and created her an account so we could find her bill statement.
wow. I wonder if that was this person's issue. Maybe he doesn't have an account. He just pays the bill.
Just pays the bill. It just comes out the account, or either they pay it at grocery stores or whatever, the various ways they pay it. But they just need to go in and create an account because all the accounts, the online accounts, have the statements there.
Right.
And so I helped her do that, and we pulled up the statement to really see what it is she was really paying.
So what would you say is the biggest challenge right now with doing this business or helping people out?
Um, Depends on, well, the beauty of this business is that you don't just do it here in Texas, you do it in other states as well. So I probably would say the biggest challenge is Texas because we have so many choices.
Mm-hmm.
And with all the choices that we have, people are uneducated.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the biggest choice. The fact that people are uneducated. They think they know what they're paying and they're not. And then the challenge probably is we've been burned.
Mm-hmm.
People have been burnt, and somebody lied to them and told them, and it was an introductory offer, and then 3 months later the bill jacked up so much, and it's like now we don't trust anybody.
Yeah.
But every now and then, guys, you got somebody that's trying to do it right, you know. And so
And
that's
that,
why we do relationship marketing. It's not that we advertise on television or radio. It's all about relationships and belly to belly get to know people and say, okay, we're doing this thing right. And the reason we can do it right, because the company is making money.
uh-huh.
It's not like we're giving away this battery for free and the company ain't going to benefit from it. They're going to benefit big time, but it's going to be such a blessing to the homeowner.
Mm-hmm. Hello there.
Hello, good day. Hi everyone. My name is Onyeka. Sorry if I'm a bit late. The meeting I got on my LinkedIn set for 1:30.
You're actually a bit early.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was surprised. I was like, yo, he said 1:30. Okay.
Oh, you're okay. So
All
I
right.
was just interviewing Dr. Roz for my podcast. So
Okay.
she's answering some questions that I have, and you're welcome to stay and listen in, and then we'll go ahead and get to know you a little bit as well. So stay on,
Okay.
okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So let's see, what's my next question for you? Okay, so with this being network marketing, Dr. Roz, what is it that we can and can't do legally to promote our business and the company?
Well, the company doesn't want you to go door to door. It's all about relationship. It's all about getting to know people because there's so many scams out here these days. You know, you have to be careful about stuff. Every little phone call is not about a robocall. So we work best with getting to know that person. And so we don't want people doing that. We don't want them marketing in that respect. Although, I mean, you can have flyers, you can have all of that because the company creates flyers for you. Everything that's needed to market is available. Social media, absolutely, all day long, posting stuff on social media. We have all that material for you. But the thing that makes this, if I want to say easy, is the support you get. So we're going to support people, walk you through this. You're never by yourself. You're never alone. The other thing that makes it easy, we say it like this: if you can push play, you can do this business. What do I mean? Because we got a video. We don't try to tell anybody, convince anybody. It's like, can you watch a video that's going to help you save? And then I don't have to convince you. I mean, you're gonna do the energy business whether you do it with me or not, because you're gonna keep paying your light bill.
You're gonna be paying somebody.
Yeah, you're paying somebody. So if you don't want to save, just keep paying the same folk you're paying, and eventually you're going to change. I'm gonna tell you why. Because AI is moving things in such a direction. I use Chat GPT every day, all day long. Okay. Now I'm using other AIs. I use Gamma to do PowerPoints. I use other methods. I use Suno now to create music. I mean, I'm using AI. And that's why they're building data centers. They're building them in Texas, all over the place. They're building them in other parts of the country. Google is fixing to build one in space.
Yeah, I heard about that. Because they got all the solar they need up there, and it's
Yeah,
cooler, so they don't have
yeah,
to use the water to cool the equipment and everything.
yeah. You ain't got to worry about the sun because you're going to be right up there with the sun, okay? But they're going to if they're going to spend trillions of dollars to do that because our earthly grids cannot handle, what is that telling you? Electricity rates are going to go through the roof. And we at Think Energy have a solution for it.
Hmm.
It's going to still help people save.
Man, it's gone up a ton.
Yeah. So you're gonna say yes eventually, whether you say it now or you're gonna say it later. I'm of the mindset, I'm tired of missing windows. I wasn't there, I wasn't sitting in the room when somebody said, we're gonna have this, we're gonna put cars out there, they're gonna put taxis out of business. I wasn't in that room. Because I would have said, no, ain't nobody gonna get in the car with a stranger.
Mm-mm.
I wasn't sitting in the room when they said people are not gonna want, and I'm a victim of this, not gonna even want to go to the grocery store. They're just gonna call and have it all delivered.
Who's going to want
But
that?
who's going to want that, right? When Bill
COVID
Gates stood up
happened?
and said, yeah, when Bill Gates stood up and said Windows is going to be on every computer, there were some in that audience that didn't believe, but it happened.
Who would
And
have
we're
thought your camera could be in your phone and your banking could be in your phone? You go to Whole Foods now, you can pay with the palm of your hand now.
yeah. I tell people
Technology
that
is amazing.
now. I tell people that now who are skeptical about crypto. I say, but just think about it. There was a time you went to the grocery store with something green in your hand. Dollars, $10 bills, $20 bills. It's can you look in your wallet and find out how much cash you have now that you're carrying? You got cards. You don't see that transaction take place. So things change, they evolve, and either we evolve with them or we catch it later on the back end. But when you catch it on the back end, you're not the one that made money.
Right. They're the ones that made money.
You're just the user. So it's the same thing in this energy space. We can either be the user or we can be a part of the innovation that's taking place and help people save. And that's where we are with this business.
Yeah, that's where I want to be. I got an
Yeah,
IT degree and not using it. So with you saying it's a technology company, I am being able to use my technology degree just in the
there you
energy
go.
space.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So what's the biggest mistake that you see new energy advisors making?
Um, I guess the biggest mistake is not following a system. The
Okay.
biggest mistake is coming saying, okay, I'm gonna do it my way and think it's gonna work. Because every successful company has a system. If you go get a job at McDonald's, they give you this book and they say, this is how long you keep the fries in the fries. This is how long you keep the burger on the grill. And if you do it anything other way, it doesn't come out the same way. And so we've got a system, and it's a simple system. We just tell you to go get five. It's called a 5-3-5. We say go get five customers, three advisors, and help the three get five. And you do
That's
that over and over again. That's it. And you do that until that happens. It doesn't matter. See, with me, people are in such a rush. When I realize I'm a part of an industry that's going to be a multi-billion-dollar industry, the industry,
with a
energy,
B,
yeah, with a
with,
B,
with the
yeah,
B.
yeah, the energy. It always has been because I remember when we first became deregulated here in Texas, Ambit Energy, people made plenty of money, but they were helping people save. When you realize that, then you want to get in that particular vehicle. I want to get in a vehicle that's going to take me there, not something that you just maybe it will work. No, this is going to work. This is going to happen because it's happening. People saying maybe AI is not going to be here. No, no, AI is here.
It's not going
Anything
away.
we start using, they've already been using it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the main thing is just get into the system, find out how it's doing, be coachable. That's what we tell people, be coachable. The best players, I'm a sports fan, they're coachable.
Hmm.
Even when you're as good as LeBron, but he's coachable.
Hmm.
When you take people like Steph Curry, they're coachable. So you got to be coachable for us to show you how to do it, and then just implement that and watch it work for you. And it's not a quick get rich quick, but over time it definitely happens. And for some it doesn't take them long as others. It just depends on the person, how much time they have to invest. Because that's the other thing I like, Vanda, is that you don't have to do this full time.
Hmm.
You can do it full time, part time, spare time, but you got to do it sometime.
So one last question for you.
Go
What
ahead.
is your why and what legacy do you want to leave?
My first why is to retire my husband. I can answer that real quick. He just turned 67. I'm 65. He is so ready to retire. We just actually did his Social Security last night and said he's ready to start receiving it, but he's still on the job. and he's ready to get off of that. He's in the school system and everything, and he's like ready yesterday, last week. He was ready before 67. When they moved the number from 66 to 67, he was ready then. And I'm saying, hold up just a minute, because I'm not trying to change my lifestyle yet.
Right, right.
Not trying to downgrade. But yeah, that's my first why. My second why is I have a passion to be able to do what I want to do for people when I want to without having to check my checking account.
Hmm.
Because I see homeless and I see people, and I often give to the brother that's standing at the door when I feel like the Holy Spirit is leading me to do it. Not to everybody, but I feel led to do it. But I want to be able to do that in a bigger way. If I feel like they need it, and I can just do it, you
Hmm.
know. And I don't mean like what people do with giving money to schools and stuff. Yeah, that's cool. But I'm talking about the average Joe Blow that needs some help. Somebody just needs a little bit to take them over to pay their light bill, to pay their car note or whatever. I want to be able to do that.
Yeah, I like that. Well, thank you very much. This is very insightful. I appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me again. It's been great.
Okay, good.
All right.
So I want to thank you, Dr. Roz, for dropping the wisdom with us today. It was very practical, honest, and refreshing. No fluff, just the facts. So if you're listening and thinking, I want to lower my bills, I want to diversify my income, or make an impact, your next step is simple. Get informed, no pressure, no hype, just education. We'll drop the information in the show notes so you can learn more. If you decide that you think energy makes sense to you and you want to join us, we'd love to have you and have a discussion with you. Thanks for tuning in. And remember, when your money is aligned with your value, everybody wins. Until next time, have a blessed day.